For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach give us that order, prepare to slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach give us that order.
You don't even like God. And then the people that actually call themselves believers in the Bible but don't believe in, oh, I don't believe it the way you guys say. Man, you guys would just really hate God. If we really start getting into the things that God did and the things that God represented is about, you wouldn't like this guy. You'd hate him. Chuck, come here, Chuck, real quick, man. You can't speak? You can't say nothing to nobody? Huh? I said, what's up, Chuck? You can't speak?
Yeah, I was going to come over.
You gonna come over?
Yeah, how you doing, Dad?
Pretty good, man. How you doing? You remember my name?
Yeah.
Right? Who's this you got with you?
Alex.
Alex? Son? Grandson? Alex? What's up, Alex? Did Granddaddy Chuck ever tell you about Nickertown? No? Tell him about Nickertown, Chuck. Why you didn't tell him about Nickertown? Great Granddaddy Frank.
Nickertown was where my father would take us. He said, you want to go to Nickertown? And we go to Nickertown and it's just all blacks. It's just everywhere. It's just all over the place.
How do you feel that Grandpa and Great Grandpa used to refer to predominantly black neighborhoods as Niggertown?
I'm not answering.
You say you're not? You don't have no opinion about it? About how your grandfather and great grandfather used to refer to as blacks? Nah, we're cool with Chuck. You don't really feel no way about it? Yeah, I understand. Now here's the thing, Chuck. I asked him that for a reason. Last time me and you had a conversation, I want you to know you're going viral on the internet right now. Granddad is going viral on the internet right now. He's got like 15,000 views right now. Viral means that a lot of people know who Chuck is right now. All right?
Is that why there was a, what was it, a razor?
A raptor?
A black raptor in my driveway the other day, pointing each other. They just sat there.
A black raptor?
Yeah.
A truck?
If everyone knows me now?
No. They don't know Alex, they know you. So that black raptor being in your driveway pointing at your grandson, you better go and report that to the authorities, Chuck. I don't know, that ain't got nothing to do with us. It was a black guy that did it?
No, it's a black truck.
Oh, black truck, okay. But the reason I asked that question is last time me and you had a conversation, you were talking about the decency that, you know, that your father had, that you have, right? And I made sure that when you have your successor with you, I want to know, what are you instilling in Alex?
Well, you don't even know about it. What am I instilling in you? Tell him.
What?
The thing, what I'm asking your granddad is, I'm asking him what are the things that he's teaching you, right? Now, and I could be wrong, this is my opinion. Maybe he feels like he's protecting you by not telling you these type of stories. You know, I don't even want to put those things into your head. I want you to be different, right? All of that's fair, but I think it's a responsibility because of the demographic that, you know, Chuck and his father comes from, and the things that they used to be engaging in and the conversation he used to have. I think it's important that he lets you know that and to say, you know what, you either should or should not do those things. I want you to be different. I want you to be better. I want you to learn from my mistakes. Or is it a mistake at all, right? But if he just keeps it to himself and doesn't say anything, then when I ask you and I make you aware of the things that your grandfather used to say, then you look and you say, I don't really have any thoughts on it. But no thought, you got to understand, no thoughts at all is worse than having a thought and even agreeing with it.
He don't have no thoughts because he thinks you're just like him. You're both are the same. He don't have no thoughts about the Indian.
You're his Is your grandson through your son or your daughter? Daughter. What's your father? What's his ethnic background? Is he Mexican?
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I can tell, right? You got to understand you're on this sign. You have to understand that you descend from the children of Israel that you read about in this Bible. You got to understand that you're from the tribe of Issachar because of your father. You're a man. As you grow up and you're going to mature, I don't know if you've had the talk with him, Chuck, right? But you're going to start to develop seeds, right, in your body. You take those seeds, plant them into a woman, and then the fruit that comes from the woman is your product, right? The same way an apple, orange, banana, XYZ. The seed you put into the ground is the fruit that comes up. Yes, the soil was useful. Yes, the soil was important. The sun was important. The rain was important. But the seed is what, the fruit is what the seed is. You are a product of your father. So you might be biologically half Chuck, half Frank, but who you are in terms of the eyes of God, you are what your father is, which was from the tribe of Issachar. You remember that. You are a part of the greatest people on the entire planet Earth, right? And the things that us as so-called blacks and Hispanics have suffered in this place by the hands of Chuck and Frank and all of their demographic of people, God says he's going to come and save us and deliver us out of that. Now, this does not mean don't love grandpa or now have an issue with grandpa. It's just move through life with an understanding that God is going to finally do something great for us that we have not seen in a very, very long time.
For him.
For him.
But not for me.
The reason why you're going to be on the opposite end of our reward and promise is because you were responsible for taking that reward away from us. That's how you and dad, right? Granddad and great granddad was referring to us as nigger town and Mexicans.
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
What if I never
And
went to
a Mexican.
nigger town?
Say it again?
What if we never went to nigger town?
Well, here's the thing. The only reason why you had opportunity, Frank, to even drive through a place and even refer to it as nigger town is because of the rape, rob, and murder of me and his people. Without Mexicans being raped, robbed, and murdered, without black people being raped, robbed, and murdered, Frank wouldn't even be on this hemisphere of the earth. They would never be here. You see what I'm saying? People like me and you, we would be up here, we would be at the beach, we'd be having a good time in our own land. Didn't you say you was English? German, excuse me. The Germans, they came over, raped, robbed, and murdered, pillaged. The English came over at the same time. You guys had this big old party, came over here just pillaging the world. And all I'm saying is you have to answer for that. And when you answer for it, the people that you pillaged are going to receive what we call redemption, salvation, reward, right? We're going to receive deliverance. So that's why I want to make sure you understand, Alex, recognize who your granddad is, love him, because he is who he is. He can't help that. The same way we can't help who he is. And we just thank God that we were brought into this world on the right side of things, right? It seems like the wrong side now.
The right place.
It seems like it's the wrong side now, but the reward that we're going to receive for committing ourselves to the works of God is going to be far greater than any suffering that we've ever received here in this world. Read on your history. Read about your Mexican history. Make sure that that is important for you, even if nobody in your family will tell you. I believe that they will, right? Mexicans is very serious about their heritage and traditions. But even if they don't, keep reading and understand that the Mexicans go back to the people of this book. You got anything for them?
What about all the Mexicans coming across the border? I mean, are we supposed to just let them and not say anything?
Here's the thing.
Just call them aliens?
Here's the thing, Frank.
All over the world?
Here's the thing. I mean, Chuck, my bad. Here's the thing, Chuck. It makes it so crazy, right? When you say, well, what about the people? What about the Mexicans coming across the border? Do we just let them? What do you mean? How did the border get there in the first place? This was their land. Who gave you rights to the land to then set up a border to deny someone entry into a place that don't even belong to you, Chuck?
These are from all over the world, not just the Mexicans.
Hold on.
Chinese.
You didn't ask about the Chinese. You asked about the Mexicans.
Well,
And Chinese are not crossing this border. Chinese are coming over here voluntarily with an invite on boats or planes now.
They're coming through the walking through from all over.
From where?
All over the country. They
Where? Show me that.
They come through Mexico.
There's no. How many Chinese people are coming through the Mexican border seeking asylum here in America?
A lot.
No, you know who it is? It's Mexicans and Haitians. It's Mexicans and Haitians. They're right there at the Tijuana border right now.
Right. Mexicans, Haitians.
And Haitians. Ain't no Asians coming through there.
Huh?
I said ain't no Asians coming through that border.
There are sometimes.
What I'm saying is that, can we agree that the Asians are received far more and far easier than Mexicans and Haitians?
Do we what? Agree that?
Can we agree that if you're saying that Asians are coming through the Mexico border, right, in San Ysidro, California, are the Asians received by this country easier and better than the Mexicans and the Haitians? Or do you feel like they're all just not wanted?
Not if they're from China.
What are you talking about? China and America have allegiance and alliance with each other to allow people, and they give them they give them loans, they give them property, they give them land, they give them everything. They ain't giving no Mexican that. And they damn sure ain't giving no Haitian that. So when you ask me a question about this border, we don't, to answer your question, Chuck, we don't respect the American border. None of them.
So nobody should.
The southern, no, I didn't say that. I'm saying that the American border is unjustly established. It's unjustly established. Get that in Habakkuk 2.
Always go to this Bible.
When you go into the, this is my life, Chuck. See, most people, right? Most Americans, most Europeans, they walk around with guns and knives and certain type of pepper sprays and tasers. That's their weaponry. You know what my weaponry is? My Bible, my God.
Right.
Simple and plain. That's my weapon. I ain't gotta walk around with nothing else.
Bring it out.
I got a thing of chapstick and my Bible. All right, and maybe a cell phone every now and again if I got the service. 2, start at 4.
Book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
It says the soul of this man in reference in Habakkuk 2, it says his soul is lifted up, but it's not upright, right? It's not honorable. It's not something that is respected and just. Read.
It says, but the just shall live by his faith.
But the just is actually going to live by faith, because it's going to take a level of faith for the blacks and Hispanic and Native Indian people that's been in such a position for so long for us to get up out of its faith. We have to have faith that we can get out of it. And what does it mean? It says his soul. Your soul is your consciousness. The way in which you process right and wrong, good and evil. So when somebody like Chuck asks us a question about the American border and whether or not he tried to then group us all together, should we let them over? If you Mexican, why wouldn't you let your Mexican people over in America?
They're stacking people in New York. There's so many people.
That has nothing to.
They're bringing them from their homes. They're comfortable. And they're just laying on the ground in New York. They don't have no homes. They got millions of them just laying everywhere.
Hold on.
They don't
Chuck.
have no place.
Chuck, why don't they have a home, Chuck? It's because Chuck's German family and your English side and whatever other Caucasian counterpart that you have, you took their home away from them, Chuck. Not you in particular, but your people. And then they took it away from them and they gave the home to Chuck.
They want to take my home and give it to them.
Chuck, this was not your home. Your people took this home away from the people you're saying now don't have a home, and they gave you a home. And now here you come along saying, why would we let them over? They don't even have homes.
So
That's why your soul is not upright in you. It's not honorable. It's not just.
If I gave them my phone, my home, then my soul would be upright and just.
No.
So
No.
I can never. You said I'll never go wherever. Because
What I'm saying is that there's.
My father's.
Yeah. What I'm saying is there's a certain way to atone for the sins that you and your forefathers have committed, and it's not just giving the land back. It's like this. There's a debt, right? Are you familiar with what a debt is, Alex? Right? It's almost like when you guys go out to eat, right? You're like, Mom, I want another Coke. You say, hey, you know what? I want another steak. I want another side of mashed potatoes. And next thing you know, all the family says, and at the end, you got a bill that you got to pay. So everything that the so-called Caucasians have came over to this part of the world in particular, you're going to have to answer for everything, but I can't speak for everybody else in the world. I'm speaking for me and mine. What you guys have done for here in this place, you guys have racked up a big bill. Taking the land is one item on the list, right? One item on the menu.
Taking a man.
Taking a man, right? Get that Exodus 21:16.
I am definitely going to hell.
No, it's not necessarily hell, because we don't believe in this place that you're going to go to under the earth and burn forever. We don't believe in that. But the tables is going to be turned. So as this land was taken from our people, and you guys now rule this land now, we'll give credit to where credit is due. White people are ruling right now. You guys on the top, right? Everything's white. Everything is white. Go Google Jesus, Alex. White. Jesus don't look white. He don't look like that guy. The Bible don't describe him to look like that. Go Google Abraham. Go Google Job. Go Google everything. Go Google Adam. They say Adam was the first man to ever live. White people was just the first people ever lived. Ain't that crazy? This is what they teach. What we're saying is that these things are going to be removed.
It's going to be
Hold on.
Black
And
Adam, Black Abraham.
no, it's not going to be. First of all, Adam is already black. Abraham is already black. Everybody's black. David's black. Solomon's black. Ezekiel's black. Jeremiah's black. Christ is black. Paul is black. All right. They're all people of color, so-called black people, right? But it's going to be renewed back. The truth is going to be renewed back into the world. These lies, we're not going to have to sit up here and bicker and fight with each other to get a proper understanding of how the world was created, what it was created for, and the people who should have the respect in the world is not going to be questioned anymore. Bring that out.
Book of Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16.
Read.
And he that stealeth a man.
He that steals a man, read.
And selleth him.
And sells him. This is literally what white people did. You stole millions of people from the western shores of Africa and brought them over here to this part of the world and sold them.
Bring it out.
So
I will pay for those.
oh, you definitely got to pay for that. Read. remember, it's on the bill. Only thing we're going to, we're just reviewing the bill. And you know what white people love about those bills is something called gratuity. Right? You know what gratuity is, Alex? No. It's the tip. Okay? If the bill is $100, you don't just pay $100. You pay tax on that food, and you pay a little extra for what? For good service. Do you feel like black people and Mexicans have served white people well? Have we been bad servants? No, we have been good servants. So you definitely owe us gratuity. And guess what? When it's a party of more than 6, that's an automatic 18%.
That's right.
That's automatic 18%. But guess what? The Bible says we're actually going to get double the bill. Whatever the bill you serve to us, double according to your works. Read.
It says,
Get that Revelation 18.
found in his hand.
And if you steal them, sell them, and they be found in your hand, clearly we're still here. We talking about the damn border right now. We're clearly still here. If he be found in your hand, what happens?
He shall surely be put to death.
The punishment is death. Numbers 35:33. You got that?
Numbers
18. Hold it.
Chapter 35,
18 and like,
verse
what, 3?
33.
For all nations.
You
Double
shall
on-
not
to
pollute
him.
the land wherein ye are.
You don't pollute the land where you are, right? We're all here. Let's see how you pollute the land. We're not supposed to pollute it, but let's see how you pollute it. Read.
For blood it defileth the land.
Alex, would you say that this land is polluted by blood? Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We're talking about hundreds of millions of people from the time the European got here until now when me and you talk. We're talking about many, many bodies. It says the earth cries with the blood of the people that's been shed here. It cries. Blood defiles the land. We shouldn't defile it, but blood is what defiles it. Read.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein.
We cannot cleanse this land of the blood that is shed therein that makes it defiled, except by what?
But by the blood of him that shed it.
This is why it's something so good about genetics. And when we talk about how you are what your father is, because that's how you get your blood.
That's right.
You develop your blood from your bones. That's how you get where you develop blood from your bones. You get your skeletal structure from something called sperm, and that's the seeds that develop within our body. See what I'm saying? And guess what? The blood of Frank is right here in Chuck. You got any sons, Chuck? And the blood of Chuck's sons is running through them. And if we could just trace it back to back to back, all the way to the point where they got here. So the blood is still here, even though the physical man that shed that blood isn't. The blood is still here. The only way to cleanse that land is by the blood of the man that shed it. That's why you pay for the sins of your forefathers. And that's why Alex is exempt from it, because Alex's dad is Mexican. All praise to the Most High for that, man.
Right.
Right.
Like I said, remember,
My
Alex,
great-grandma-
the greatest people on the entire planet Earth.
My
And I'm sure you can really even understand it, how you a little different from the rest of the
my-
side.
my
I'm listening.
My great grandmother was Indian. She was an Aqua Indian. So
I could believe that.
what does that do?
If you would have told me, if you would have said, yeah, I got Indian ancestry, I would have believed that it was through your grandmother, not your grandfather. See what I'm saying? So you're on a maternal side, yeah, I'm sure you have it. But remember, you are what the seed of your father is. That's why Alex is different from you. Although he is your grandson, for sure. But it's through your daughter. That's why when I looked at him, I'm like, that's why I said, is it through your son or your daughter? He's like, my daughter. And I said, your dad's Mexican. Yeah. Because clearly I can see it. Hey, that was the greatest choice your daughter could have ever made. Ever made. So you raised a smart one for sure.
Well, she divorced him. He was so mean.
It doesn't matter.
And she
You got
married a white
siblings?
guy.
See what I'm saying? They same dad? See what I'm saying? Smart. Yeah, she divorced him because, I mean, you know, these women today, be careful with that, Alex. Find you a good woman that's going to support you and that's going to stick with you through thick and thin.
God-fearing.
Because in today, that's God-fearing,
Not a
right?
pretty girl, because someone's going to
I ain't going to say not a pretty girl.
someone's going to steal it.
Wait. First of all, no freak. Alex is a handsome young man. I don't think he's got to worry about any man coming to steal his woman unless you make the wrong choice. You start messing with these little hoes out here, these little TikTok want to shake their ass online, yeah, you're going to get them stolen. That's why I said find the right one, and you ain't got to worry about her leaving. And, of course, watch this, and you got to establish who you choose off of principles that you follow. See what I'm saying? Now that we letting you know that you're an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar, there's principles that you stand on that make you an honorable man, right? You protect your own, you love your own, and you stand on business. You stand on the words of God, simple and plain. And you find you a woman that stand on the same thing. You don't never have to worry about her stepping out, cheating, and leaving you for somebody else. Or leaving you for her own personal reasons to disrupt the family. You don't want that, right? If you could have it your way, would you want mom and dad to be together?
No.
Why not?
My dad is not the best guy.
He's not the best guy?
No.
Nobody's the best guy. But here's the thing. Do you feel like your dad has the potential to grow and be better?
Maybe.
Well, first of all, of course, because we're all human beings, we have that opportunity. We just have to be given a reason. See what I'm saying? The things that we suffer, the things that we go through, and the things that we struggle with in this world sometimes can make us selfish. So in times where he should have came through for Alex, he should have came through for mom, but he put himself first, yeah, those things are not right. But this is the position that we fell into as a people. This is what we're trying to get you to understand. We all fall into that place as a people. Why? Because we disobeyed the laws of God. If we followed the laws of God, then we would represent and carry ourselves bears. I want to show you something. Give me Deuteronomy 28. What you got?
Nothing.
Just give Deuteronomy 28.
18.
Yeah, hold that. Give me Deuteronomy 28. I want to show you something too before you take them away, Chuck. This is what's important. And I'm glad I asked you that question. I appreciate the honesty. Say, my dad ain't always the best person, right? But it literally talks about how a man was going to be with his children and how a man was going to be with his wife. There was going to be tension and there was going to be problems. This is all talked about in the Bible. 28, 115, we'll get to the point.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Read.
to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day,
Go ahead.
that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So this is Moses talking to the Israelites, your people. Understand, this is talking about your ancestors right here. So what Moses told the children of Israel that he received from God to say, if you listen to me, I'll bless you and put you on high above all people on the earth. So when you think about it, it's like, well, if God says that the Israelites are going to be on high, and we're saying that we're Israelites, but then I turn around and say, but Chuck and his people are ruling the planet Earth, what happened? Why aren't we on high, right? Read verse 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
So the only way we was going to be put on high is if we listen, but what's going to happen if we don't listen? Read.
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day,
Read.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
If we don't listen, curses will happen. We wouldn't get the blessing and be put above everybody. Curses will happen, we'd be put on the bottom. Now, within those curses, there are also certain things that would happen. Give me a reverse of 54. Go ahead.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
Our men were supposed to be tender and delicate, but we're not. We're very rough. We're very rugged. We don't treat one another correctly, right? We treat one another very, very rough when we should be loving and caring towards one another tenderly and delicately. Read.
Come on. It says, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
We're going to have an evil eye towards one another as men. Eye evil toward his brother. Read.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And the man's eye was going to be evil toward the woman that he has embraced and brought in unto himself, that he would lay down, build a home with, and build a family with. So when you mention how that is, it's as a result of us not following the commandments of God, and then he allowed this tension to build between men and also the tension to build between the man and the woman, right? Read.
And toward the remnant of his children.
And it didn't stop there. It went to his brother, to his wife, and towards his children. Which he shall leave, right? Have you felt like dad has kind of been absent at times in life? This is literally prophesied in the Bible. But if we took the understanding and recognize, if your dad took on the understanding and realized that he's an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar and that he has to obey the laws of God, he would have been there for you. Mm-hmm. The reason why he wasn't is because we disobey the laws of God.
That's right.
That's what I'm trying to instill in you. Follow God and you'll be 10 times the man your daddy was. See what I'm saying? Bring your precept.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Read.
And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Israel, what does God require of you? Read.
But to fear the Lord thy God.
Only to what? Fear God. Read.
To walk in all his ways.
Walk in his ways. Read.
And to love him.
And to love him. Go ahead.
And to serve the Lord thy God.
Serve him.
With all thy heart.
With all your heart. Go ahead.
And with all thy soul.
Go ahead.
To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
For our good. We got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. And again, the commandments is literally making sure that we love one another. And it seems easy, like, I could love people. No, it's the way you do it, right? When Chuck just brings up, yeah, don't get a pretty girl because someone's going to take him or take her. Yeah, you make sure you're the one not trying to take somebody's girl from her. That's wrong. We can't do that. But that's something that happens. Chuck, the way you said it, it seemed like you done had your girl took a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's like
Was he taller? Was his jaw more squared?
No, he's a football player.
He was an athlete. He was an athlete?
That scar,
Not really.
my tooth went through it
Oh, I do. I see it.
when I was in high school.
Okay. And you said he was an athlete?
He was a quarterback.
He was a
Busted
quarterback?
his mouth.
Oh, he must not have been black. Was it black?
White guy.
White guy? I would say when he soon as he said quarterback, I was like, I don't know if he's a black guy. He's
No,
quarterback.
everyone in the school was white. There was
Predominantly white? No blacks? That makes sense. But here's the thing, right? Those things happen, and we're saying that that's wrong. And the same thing I'm telling Alex, we can't do that. In the Bible, it says, you reap what you sow. Meaning what? It's an agricultural analogy. What you put, the seed that you plant into the ground, it goes in what we was talking about, how, your lineage and who you are. The seeds you put into the ground is what you're going to put up, or is what's going to spring up. Same thing with what you do in life. You put good out into the world, good is going to come back to you. If you put evil out into the world, that's the things that you're going to receive. And again, how do we differentiate good and evil? Is by what the things that God said is good and the things that what God said is evil. So we got to understand that. Give me Revelation 18.
We're gonna head on.
Give me one more. Revelation 18, and I'm going to let y'all go. Go ahead.
Come on, Book of Revelation, chapter 18. Want me to start from verse 1? It's the double cup. It's verse 6.
Yeah, just get to the point.
Come on. It says, verse 6.
Read 5.
Come on. Says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquity.
The her is talking about Mystery Babylon. Mystery Babylon is a place that a people, it's almost like an empire that's going to be established. God says her sins are going to reach unto heaven. It's going to reach his ears. That's how high they've stacked this bill that we talked about. And when it reaches into heaven, God said he's going to remember all of the stuff that they did. Why do you have to remember something? That means because time has went by and maybe those things happened, beforehand. He said he's going to remember everything. Read.
Says, reward her even as she rewarded you.
And this person has been rewarding the children of Israel, who we understand are blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. That's why Chuck and your side of the family fits these people, because of the things that you were doing to the children of Israel. It says, reward her as she rewarded you. That's that bill. Everything that they was doing. Stealing a man, stealing the land, selling a man, polluting the land. Read.
Come on. It says, and double unto her double according to her work.
And that bill is not going to be paid at the value of what was accumulated. You're going to have to pay double. Read.
Come on. In the cup which she has filled, fill to her double.
In the cup that she filled, fill to her double. So recognize, Alex, you are an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar, a part of the greatest people on the planet Earth. And take this message, and if you can, remind and inspire other people by way of their father. Inspire other people to understand that same thing, because the sooner we realize this stuff, the sooner we get up out of this place and we get back that position on high above everybody on the planet Earth. Feel me? So remember that. Listen, love Granddad. Granddad is who he is, but just understand and know, Granddad got judgment coming, double according to what they've done to us, man. We appreciate y'all. Come back and see us, Chuck. You know it's all love, man.
Alex.
Yeah, man, with that, we give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God. Now, how we do something was only begotten Son of my Shek Yahushua. Hey, man, I thought it was going to be a rainy day today, but the Lord is raining. Get that in Deuteronomy 4:32. It's either 4:32 or 32:4. Read, start at 1. 32, start at 1.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 1. Give ear, O ye heavens,
It says, give ear, O ye heavens, read.
and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth.
I will speak, all right, and hear, O ye earth, the words of the out of the mouth of the Most High God. Read.
My doctrine shall drop as the rain.
It says the doctrine of the Lord shall drop down as the rain, man. And when we got out here, it was a few drops when we was walking from the car, but by the time we got here and got into the spirit, man, it just started to rain down. But as the spirit started to manifest itself and edification was rendered, we brought that light out, right? Because this is literally what it means in what is that, in Revelation and in the prophets, where it says, the sun shall no more give his light. It's not a literal thing, but what it's talking about is that is not going to be our source of light. It's not going to be our source of light. Our light is going to come through our dominion, through our power, and through the understanding and the life we now have given to us by the Most High God, right? Through the only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ. Real name Yahushua. Read.
My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew.
His speech is going to distill as the dew. And that's how the Lord has literally covered us, right? With that sweet doctrine and with the dew of the earth. Read. He said, hey, remember what he said? He said, you know, I'm looking for a woman that just, you know, will allow the morning dew to just seep into her skin. You know, so a woman that's as beautiful as an early autumn pomegranate wine. You see what I'm saying? This is the type of woman that we're looking for. And you know what that woman is? That woman is doctrine. That woman is wisdom. You understand me? That woman is that wisdom. An early autumn pomegranate. Okay? Artesian wine. Bring it out.
As the small rain upon the tender herb.
As a small rain upon the tender herb. And you Blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians are the tender plant, all right, that the Lord is watering and that is cultivating and building back up, right? That valley of dry bones, the Lord is bringing all of that and all of that moisture back, all right? He's taking away that dryness from us. He's pulling us away from being a dry tree. And he's building us back up as the armies of the Most High God. Bring your precept.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 5 and verse 18. Let thy fountain be blessed.
Let our fountain be blessed, right? This is why the Lord says what? When we receive this word, it's going to go into our bellies and spring up a well of water, springing into everlasting life. This is why it's important. That's crazy, man. Chuck going to bring up his Issacharite grandchild that he never told him about Niggertown? Well, Niggertown is a place. Oh, that was great. I love Chuck is always welcome. Chuck is always welcome up here. Because, hey, I'm going to tell you this, because Chuck is honest. Chuck is one of the most, you know, honest Edomites that I've met. Right? Not to say he doesn't possess the spirit of deceit and treachery and wickedness.
He's truthful in his life.
He's truthful. He's truthful in his wickedness, right? Meaning, Chuck ain't gonna throw the stone to hide his hand, but he's still wicked for throwing the stone. That's the point. Read.
And rejoice with the wife of thy youth.
And rejoice with the wife of our youth. The wife of our youth is that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding the Most High gave us from the beginning, man. All right, that wisdom. Read.
Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe.
Let her be as that loving hind and pleasant roe, right? When you start talking about the woman, the wife of your youth, right, that wisdom and how beauty she is, you just start comparing her to all of these different, just naturally beautiful things. Okay? Read.
Let her breast satisfy thee at all times.
Come on, man. All right? All right? Them tender tittles, okay? Them tender, supple tittles, right? That's supposed to comfort us, right? Not even, listen, funny thing, that's not even a sexual thing there. I'm being funny, but you got to understand, the more supple the tittle, the more comforting the embrace is. Let's be real. Read it again.
It says, let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe.
Read.
Let her breast satisfy thee at all times.
Satisfy you at all times. Go ahead.
And be thou ravished always with her love.
And be ravished, right? You should be overwhelmed and overtaken by her love. To be ravished is to be graped. See what I'm saying? It's a graping. You should be overpowered with her love, with her pleasure, with her embrace. Read.
And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman?
And why would you be ravished with a strange woman? A strange doctrine, this strange wisdom. You could never be ravished by that. not for pleasure. You do those things for your own demise. Read.
And embrace the bosom of a stranger?
Embrace the bosom of a stranger? Hell nah. Read.
For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he pondereth all his doing.
This is where we get stranger danger from. Don't be embraced into the bosom of a stranger. Be embraced into the bosom of the wife of your youth, which is that wisdom that we get from the Most High God. All right? And this is right here in the text. You got some more?
I was going to go back up to 15.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Verse 15, drink waters out of thine own cistern.
Drink waters out of your own cistern, and that's that sweet rain, right? And that dew. That's from the cistern that is for us, which is coming directly from the Most High God. Read.
And running waters out of thine own well.
Running waters out of our own well. And like I said, the well of water springing up in the everlasting life by Hashem, or in the name / by way of who the world calls Christ's real name, Yahweh. You got something else? All right, man. With that, we give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God of Yahweh, Yahweh. Do so in the name of his only begotten Son of Mashiach, Yahweh. We say, Christ, Rallah.
For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach gives that order, prepare to slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach gives that order.